Sentient Soviet machines of Atomic Heart may appear to be deadly, but these diabolical robots might wind up a foe that could be taken down easily with proper planning and knowledge. And if I'm right on this, then at least the mechanical enemies of Atomic Heart will be a piece of cake. Today, we're going to talk about robot weak points. With crazy combat capabilities you'd never expect from household and workplace robots, we're going to be facing a heck of a force in Facility 3826. Luckily, with our polymer glove and advanced weaponry, we'll have a lot of options to deal with what we face. But if we could get the job done with the base AK and just a bit of ammo, then that will wind up being one of the best ways to approach Atomic Heart more than likely. So I'll lay out my theory here. It's pretty much all from the promo gameplay we've had and the IGN deep dive on a couple of the machines in the game, as well as some of the stuff we know about the lab tech, or as I'm dubbing him, the mustache machine. But machines have detailed and modeled exteriors and interiors, as well as some components of those interiors looking a lot like weak points. It's obviously not the craziest theory out there, but if it's right, then it'll have massive implications on our moment-to-moment gameplay. Lab techs were what actually kind of piqued this idea in the first place. With a fully modeled skeleton on the inside of them, the ability to self-regenerate, and these glowing red battery-looking things, it all just kind of adds up. They fight with a mix of ranged attacks and close-quarter kung fu kicks, and typically the injured ones will back off and start using those ranged attacks, likely trying to heal the damage you've done, hopefully not just to their HP bar, but physically too. Then we have the Belyash, again with a fully modeled interior, though this time not so skeletal, but more machine-like. If Belyash is a boss, then it might be essential to rip off the outer shell to get at the mechanical bits on the inside. Though, from the sounds of it, Atomic Heart isn't afraid to throw tough enemies our way. So if Belyash is a common enemy, then this will be even more essential to get down. And lastly, there's Hedgie, the big ball boss that shows these glowing weak points after a certain amount of attacks. If you attack him without the weak points, you do barely any damage, but attacking the weak points does a ton more damage. I think this is a clear example of my theory, so even if it doesn't apply to all the enemies we'll fight in the game, there will certainly be bosses with weak points. The main game on my channel has these type of robot weak points too, called components, and they serve as individual little health pools for the enemies of that game. But in Atomic Heart, I think they'll serve more as opportunities to do larger amounts of damage rather than having their own individual health. Most of the combat so far looks like quite the fight to survive, which might just be how it is in Atomic Heart, but maybe the combat system isn't being fully utilized. We'll have to wait and see. But one big thing I've picked up on in all the gameplay I've watched through so far, there's no typical headshot, at least when it comes to robots. So even if they look human, you can't expect to fight them like you would in any standard FPS game. One of the things the developers say about combat in this game is that it'll be like Dark Souls, which means we might need to really learn our opponents and know how to fight them effectively. So stay tuned for when the game drops February 21st, where I'll be talking on everything we learn about Atomic Heart when it's in our hands. Until then, I have a bunch of Atomic Heart content prepared in the meantime, so be sure to subscribe for more if you enjoy these videos. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.
Can you do that, Charles?